One Star Rewind.
All right, everybody, welcome back to another episode of One Star Rewind, where we sit down with a business owner and talk about a one-star review that they received. Today, we got Caleb here from 900 Degree Pizza. Caleb, this is awesome. The only thing I didn't have you do was bring pizza that we could eat during this.
I get that everywhere I go.
Yeah.
Why didn't you bring pizza?
Oh my God, why didn't you bring pizza? That was a mistake. So next time, we'll do it next time. Well, Caleb, so before we dive into the review, I always like to try to get to know you a little bit better, how the business got started. So if you wouldn't mind, kind of tell us about you and tell us about the business.
Yeah, sure. So my name's Caleb Duty. My brother and I started 900 Degrees in 2014, I believe. Cool. I had just got out of the oil field, and we started a food truck, and we started a wood-fired Neapolitan traditional food truck. And we
dang. Okay, okay. Give me a year. What year was this?
2014.
2014. Okay.
So
cool.
Food trucks were relatively new to Waco.
Gotcha.
Everybody thought we had a taco truck. Every food truck was just tacos.
Tacos.
They didn't understand all these other options you could have.
Yeah.
And wood-fired pizza. There was no wood-fired pizza places in Waco, so we said, this is a good way to try this out, see if it works. You know, and we can grow and change things in a trailer way easier than in a storefront.
Sure. Yeah.
And we just the right place at the right time with the right stuff by accident. Got to be successful downtown and got invited to that the Magnolia Silos in Waco.
Gotcha.
And it's been just nonstop go since then.
Now, did you buy the trailer pre-made, or did you guys make it here in town, or what? How'd that go?
So I'm my family's designated redneck. I got a background in the oil field and working cattle and stuff. So
cool.
I knew enough about trailers and wiring and stuff that we bought a regular cargo trailer with the food truck doors. Nice. And my brother and I did all the work to finish out on the inside.
That's incredible.
Yeah.
Nice. So that you still have just that one trailer, but that's the one that sits at the food truck park.
Well, yeah, we updated the trailer. We switched from a traditional wood-fired oven because that was a neat style of pizza, but Waco's not ready for it out of a food truck yet.
Sure.
So we switched to a regular gas oven.
Okay.
That's easier to run. It's easier on my staff. It's easier to take somebody off the street, explain what we're trying to do as far as pizza, and get them to work, without teaching them how to build a fire, how to manage wood. Is it green wood? Is it dried wood? You know?
Okay. Interesting. Okay, cool. So you start with the food truck, but then you now have a brick and mortar location as well?
Yes, we started a brick and mortar 2018, I believe.
Okay.
Down there at 315 University Parks.
Great. Cool. And that's like primarily you're getting a lot of 35 traffic. Are you getting Baylor students? Is a little bit of both, tourists, all of it?
I would say it's pretty heavy on the tourist stuff. The traffic and the streets downtown right now are a mess. So it's hard to get regulars to go down there.
Sure.
As soon as somebody who lives here in Waco has to battle that street once or twice, they're like, well, I'm never coming back down here.
Yeah.
Until they fix it.
Totally. Yeah. People going down one-way streets wrong and all that stuff.
Yeah. It's like 2 o'clock in the morning in Waco all day down here now.
Yeah. All day, every day. Do you think, so the announcement of like the stadium or the basketball arena going on the river and all that, I mean, that's like, you're like right smack dab in the middle of all that.
Oh yeah. It's definitely going to be a good spot once they finish everything up.
Yeah, it'll be 9 years later, but it'll get there. It'll get there. Well, great, Caleb. Well, thanks for telling us a little bit about you, about the business, how y'all got started. Let's just dive right in.
Let's do it
to the review. So now we are going to do what we like to call a low rewind. All right. So this review, and we always say their name. I always say this. We're not trying to attack anybody. You could go look this review up. Anybody could if they want to. This is on Google. So this is by Gray McCowan. They left this review about 10 months ago. So not terribly long, but not super fresh either. They actually have a picture there too. I know this is
a real person.
This is a real person, Caleb. Like
we didn't
that
make a robot mad.
They didn't.
We made a real person.
They didn't, because that is totally a thing. Half the time it's just like the letter M, and you're like, is this a real?
NA says this.
Yeah, totally. So we got a real person here. They've left 6 reviews, so not a lot, but enough to say this isn't just that one timer It wants to leave a 1-star for
We
your
didn't make
business.
them so mad that they started a Yelp or something
That's
just
true.
to leave a bad review.
That's true. Totally. Okay. So we're going to dive in. We're just going to read it, and then we'll tackle it line by line. Okay. All right. Gray said, took extremely long, comma. There was only one person, that's all caps, making the pizzas. There was a child screaming and crying. It took 26 minutes for our pizza to be done, when mod pizza takes 3 to 4. Will not, again, all caps, be a return customer. The pizza was just average and wasn't even that good.
Ouch.
Out. End of review. Okay. All right, Gray. So let's just tackle the first kind of comma sections here. So took extremely long. Let's pause there for a second, Caleb. So in the way that y'all do pizza, and you have a history of making pizzas in your family, what is your, and there's probably not a right answer to this question, but what is that perfect time? Like if you're making a large pizza,
if pizza were to come out in 30 seconds, you would just assume that it's poor quality and it was
oh my gosh,
pre-done sitting on a shelf somewhere.
No joke. Yeah.
26 minutes is unacceptable. Or people define extremely long. That's an opinion. It's hard to tell.
It is.
Is it 10 minutes? Is it 20 minutes? You said 26 minutes, and I will agree, Gray. That is unacceptable.
It is. Well, and you touched on the word extremely. So we love looking at like adjectives whenever we read these reviews. And whenever people are trying to express that emotion, they got to add that extra word in there. And she's like, extremely. And that's not like a short one, like very or super long. Like she's taking a moment there to write out extremely.
It's a $2 word.
It's a $2 word right there. So okay, so you're saying because a DiGiorno pizza, right? If I get one of those out in the store, that at least takes like 8 minutes, right? 8 to 10 minutes, and I'm preheating the oven.
It's all baking, so the bake time is what takes the long time.
Yeah. Okay. So
we did have a hard time there for not having staff. I mean, people were
sure.
It's 2022 right now.
Yeah.
So 10 months ago, we was kind of in the heat of the Rona, people are just leaving, getting unemployment or finding better employment somewhere else outside of food. Mom and dad, maybe mom's not going back to work or dad's not going back to work. So it was a ghost town down there for a while.
Oh, no doubt. Were y'all doing like everybody, right? You're doing the curbside and doing the takeout and all that stuff.
Our business model was not designed for carrying out pizzas or having a whole person just specifically toting pizzas in and out. We wanted a place that was air conditioned, downtown Waco, heat atmosphere, sit down inside with friends and family, and that became illegal for a while.
That's true. Yeah, they would like come after you if you were doing that.
Yeah.
So. Okay, so she starts off, took extremely long. Okay, so she's frustrated here. She's using adjectives. Took extremely long. The next part of this says there was only one person making pizzas. Okay, so I go to your chains, Domino's, Pizza Hut, blah blah blah. I walk in and I'm seeing like, you have the people at the front counter, but you look in the back right or wherever, you got like somebody doing the toppings and you have another person that's like doing the dough. Like there may be 3 people back there, and like maybe the way they're working, it's like 1.5 people.
Yeah.
Is one person like completely like out of the ordinary, or do you usually have 5 people, or what is
to run a store like that? You need at least 3 people.
Okay.
I mean, a person like my wife and I could run it on 2 people, but that's because we know everything and we can work without talking, and we know what needs to be done and stuff like that. But just having one person make pizzas and try to bake pizzas, I tell all my staff, you can't unburn a pizza. You can take a little longer to make a pizza, but once you throw it in the oven, you got to pay attention to it.
Sure. It's like going to get your hair cut. It's like once the hair is off, it's off.
It's off.
Now, if this is like and I'm just presuming here, days that are have more people in the store, like Fridays and Saturdays. Am I off on that or wrong? Or?
Fridays and Saturdays are swarmed down there.
Swarmed.
We try to have at least 3 people on those days, but somebody calls in, that's 33% of your staff.
That is. No, that's true. But where I was getting at is like they don't have it, and it doesn't say like what day this happened.
Was,
so this could have been what are your hours? Are you closed on any days of the week?
We're closed Sundays now.
Closed Sundays now. So this could have been a Monday or a Tuesday. And again, as people don't, and maybe Gray is a business owner. I'm not saying they aren't, or maybe she is. But like sometimes people don't realize like, hey, this is a slower day. I'm going to not have as much staff here.
Oh yeah, and then some Baylor event or something happens in town, and you're holding potato when the music stops.
There you go. you're holding that potato, and you just got to be patient. So, okay, but they emphasize one person. So now they're sitting there, and I try to always put myself in their shoe. They're sitting there, they're looking around, they're just like, why is this taking so long? They have one person here, blah, blah, blah. So then they go to this next part, which I think is just hilarious. So they say, there was a child screaming and crying. Okay. I don't think it's your child screaming and crying. I mean, like, it's just another customer.
Yeah, it was not a new applicant or anything like that, screaming and crying in the restaurant. I think stuff like that happens. We made somebody mad. Yeah. You know, it took them a while to get their food, or they might have been mad when they came in. So sure. Kids screaming and crying is going in the review because it also set them off, you know, in a bad way. And stuff like that, as a restaurateur, I'm supposed to be able to confront that, head it off the pass, you know, stop it before it becomes, you know, online, before it becomes a 1-star review.
Yeah, before it gets on the review.
But, you know, if somebody comes in and they're already upset, it's hard to, you know, make somebody happy.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. No, I think that just, you're totally right. It's just adding to that experience. They were already frustrated. This had nothing to do with the pizza taking long or short or whatever. No. It's just now there's a kid crying, and they just have to put it in here and to like express their frustration.
They made it on in the moment. Somebody's kid made it on a review online.
They're on 1-star rewind. Have you had like going back in time, and when you're working at the shop, you're at the front desk, I mean, have people come up and I mean, I'm sure this happens, but like where they're complaining or they're saying this is happening, that's happening, what are you going to do?
Oh, so
like, what are you going to do to fix it?
Internet world, that is the way to bring change at a restaurant.
Yeah.
If you go online, I'm going to look through, you know, people's reviews. And if they just leave 1-star reviews everywhere they go, I'm going to blow it off.
Yeah,
you know?
for sure.
But if you come up to me and say, hey, your bathrooms are dirty, I will send somebody immediately to go clean them. If you said, hey, that kid is screaming and crying, you know, and if I have people, I will go try to make peace, you know.
Yeah.
But waiting till you go home to get online to write a review is, you didn't give me a chance.
Yeah,
you know?
for sure.
If we have the staff, that is something we try to do is you know, take care of people.
Yeah. Well, and you're totally spot on, because this, and I'm assuming I'm reading this over real quick. Well, maybe it wasn't a takeout. It could have been someone eating there, but even either or option, like you could have gone up to somebody to say, this took forever, or like, I'm unhappy, this kid's crying, you know?
Yeah.
But yet they didn't. They waited until later.
They waited. There might have not been enough staff to go to complain to. So I mean, you only got one person.
One person's working.
Yeah, you can't stop him from making pizzas.
That's true. Hey, can you come over here real quick? I want to talk to you.
On top of your busy day, here's some more.
Oh my gosh. Okay, so kids screaming and crying. And then this is where they mention how long it took. So 26 minutes for our pizza to be done. So I knew you alluded to this a little bit. 10 to 15 minutes seems completely normal to me. If I'm waiting 15 minutes for a pizza to get done, especially like a fresh pizza at a pizza place, I don't even think twice. Yeah. Right? 26, I mean, I guess that's long. It still feels within the realm of like, they're making me a fresh pizza.
Yeah, if they had put in their order, I mean, I wasn't there for this one, Gray, but if you have placed your order and then they were making it, that's kind of our style is back then we would make it as you go.
Okay.
So there was nowhere else for the pizza to go besides in the oven.
Sure.
I mean, you can't put a pizza in the oven for 26 minutes and it come out edible.
Sure.
You know, it would come out like a hockey puck.
So
there might be some confusion there. There might have been a remake or something. We might have dropped it or burned it or something.
Okay.
When that happens, we really screwed the pooch because it takes 7 minutes to bake a pizza.
Okay.
Now it's going to be 14 minutes for that person to get their pizza.
Yeah.
And that could be an eternity when you're hungry.
Do you time from like when order is taken to when pizza is given to customer, how long that process is supposed to take?
From the time they order to the time they get it?
Yeah.
So we strive to make people wait in line. And
Okay.
I know that sounds crazy, but I would rather people walk out the door not having ordered because they were waiting to place their order than to ever put in an order, sit down at a table, and just wonder where your food is.
Yeah.
So from the time you order to the time you get your food, it's supposed to be about 12 minutes.
12 minutes. Okay. That's actually, that's pretty good.
That's good.
I mean,
we try to stay ahead of the game now. I mean, we've changed all that stuff. So where they're anticipating orders and they're getting pizzas in faster so that they can bake. You know, that's the longest process we have.
Sure. Does like the amount of toppings change baking time?
Yeah. The really wet vegetable toppings and stuff will just take a longer time to cook because they're just covered in water.
Oh, see, I would have thought it'd be like the meat that would take longer. It's really the wet vegetables.
Yeah, I mean, when you have like a mushroom, bell pepper, black olive, jalapeno, the stuff like that, it's like a stew. You got like a soup.
Sure. Okay, can I totally digress for a second off of this review? So, do people ask, and like those New York places or like the 99-cent pizza by the slice or blah, blah, blah? I probably get that. That's not the most asked business I get asked. Like, oh, you need to start this. I get that a lot though, and I imagine. I'm assuming
like a late night slice place.
Late night slice place. I mean, do you get that? Do you think there
will be business for it when I think the construction is done downtown, because there's that bar right behind us, Putters, and they kill it over there. It's a great place.
They're always super busy. We have the pedal tours. The bike always drives over there to Putters and stuff. That's always super busy. Yeah. Okay.
So I've thought about it. We close at 9 right now because the downtown kind of just that part dries up until the 11, 12 o'clock, kind of going out to the bar, people show up.
Yeah, you're right. Yeah, there was a time. I mean, we used to, back in like 2017, early 2017, it was like nobody down here. Like I would plead with places to stay
go to a
open.
fast food joint. To get something
totally
to eat.
McDonald's and Wendy's and all that stuff. So okay, well, I just digress. I was curious. I love a good pizza by the slice place. So I was like wondering if you get that. Okay, so 26 minutes. It's not 25. It's not 30 minutes. She's 26 minutes.
Exact.
So we're pretty exact there. And then this is. I want your take on this next part. So they say it took 26 minutes for our pizza to be done, when Mod Pizza takes 3 to 4 minutes.
She's a spy.
So Mod Pizza. I don't even know much about their business model. I know they're another pizza place. But 3 to 4 minutes, is that? That seems too quick for a pizza to be done.
Mod Pizza, in my opinion, is too heavy on the speed. I don't know. It's a corporate type pizza place, so they have a good model. I mean, they have the right idea as far as taking care of their staff and stuff. But
sure.
I guess they got too many bad reviews about taking too long, so they throw them in the oven, turn it on ludicrous speed, and go
ludicrous speed, and they just get it done 3 to 4 minutes.
Yeah.
This is actually the first. I have to think back, and if I'm wrong, I apologize. But the first time we've been doing this podcast where they have like thrown in another business, like to say, well, this took long, but this place is better. Like that's always feels like like you said, a plug, but they just could be picking a place. But I find it fascinating that it wasn't like Pizza Hut or Domino's or Little Caesar, some of these like big chains. It's like, oh, Mod Pizza, and they're not even really close to where you're at. They're kind of on another side of the downtown-ish area. By 35, but
near the interstate, kind of in that interstate traveling food. And I think that's their model, is they're trying to bring, pizza to the fast food world where they can have it done. And, and they throw them in an oven. I've been there before. So they're in my opinion, they're built around speed, not quality.
Yeah. Wasn't there that other one over there too that's now closed?
It was Pie 5.
That's the one by like CVS.
Yeah, behind In-N-Out and stuff.
Yeah, similar model, probably something
similar
like
model.
that.
They used a conveyor oven, which in my mind, I think the pizza world is going back to easier to manage ovens than these deck ovens and stuff that we all went to during the, I don't know what I would call it, the artisan phase, where everybody was trying to get unique and special foods done in an old-timey way,
Yeah. It was my wife and I, our honeymoon, we were going to go to Italy, and we got married about 3 years ago, and the COVID, and we had to keep postponing this thing. So we finally were able to go past August, and I just didn't realize how many, like, I thought I'd go sit down at these restaurants and be like pasta. That was just my assumption. And it was actually pizza. Every single place you could get pizza. It didn't matter what pizza. And it was, we kind of just got overkill at the end of it, but it just was like, oh, this is such a way of life here.
Yeah, that is like their claim to fame, is that we made the pizza.
Yeah, we made the pizza. And it's like this little bread, and they put these little toppings, and they were good,
Traditional pizza is so far from what we here in America call pizza. It's almost like authentic Mexican food versus the Tex-Mex we've all become accustomed to.
That's true.
We were doing Neapolitan pizza for a while and didn't get a good reception out of the general public.
Sure. Interesting. Okay. All right. So they say this other place took 3 to 4 minutes. Okay. Yeah. And then we get to the final part of it, or there's 2 more sentences. They got to put a little jab in just to, because their experience already, or you didn't already get this from them, that they didn't enjoy it. They will not, capital not, be a return customer. Okay. Well, thanks. thanks, Gray. I
Yeah.
mean, did that at that point? Are you already like? Are you shocked by that response?
Well, that far into a review, it's kind of like, yeah, we've already lost this one. We'll have to, regroup, reform our lines, and try to not make the next 10 people mad, the next day and stuff.
Yeah, I've always felt like that. A line like that just makes them feel better. It's not communicating anything to the owner.
Yeah.
They've already said all the stuff that they didn't like, and then just let you know, oh, I'm not going to return. Well, it's like, well, I'm pretty sure you're not going to return.
Yeah, that was you already know where you're going to go.
Yeah. But my favorite two are, we will not be returned, or they say, I will not tell anybody to go here.
Yeah,
those are always the interesting ones.
I would almost rather that, because there are some people that, everyone in your work life, there's somebody in your office that just gripes all the time.
Yeah.
They didn't gripe about something last weekend. They didn't go out. They didn't do anything fun.
Yeah.
And so I would vehemently ask those people to not recommend us.
Sure.
And I don't want to pick and choose them, but if they're going to just come in and find all the things wrong with a place, go stick with the Pizza Huts.
Go to Pizza Hut. They're there. You'll find one. All right. And then the final line, because if all this other stuff wasn't enough, they have to say the pizza was just average and wasn't even that good. So it kind of contradicts, like, the pizza was just average. So that tells me good, not great. Like, it's just good. It's average. But they say, but it wasn't even that good. So is it not average?
Yeah, no. I don't know. I guess they were expecting more, but I guess they didn't get bad. So
it wasn't
for a 1-star review, we didn't get bad pizza too. So I
feel like based on that, it should have been a 2-star review.
Yeah. Give me a break here.
Yeah, give me a break. Come on, 2 or 3 star. Yeah, I mean, I wish, and I don't know if this matters, but I would have loved to know if this was a takeout or eat there.
Dine in. Yeah.
Yeah. Because there's a difference in that, right?
Yeah. Some of the best reviews or information we've gotten has been a Facebook message or a text message on my phone or something, somebody saying, hey, this happened and on this day, and I can check like right then. I do not keep up with my Google reviews and Yelp reviews, because it's so many people complain on there that I just kind of keep my eyes closed and look at it every couple months, and then we're still doing good.
No,
we're still doing good.
Caleb, that's like spot on, man. I think that speaks to this like greater, not problem, but reviews in general. You're not the first business owner to say that.
Popularity contest.
It is. Well, it's hard to determine, are these, and maybe we'll segue into this transition, but it's hard to determine, are these reviews something that you have to pay attention to fix your business, or are they just these weird anomalies with,
I don't know,
like a Karen, Look
at McDonald's, look at all these fast food joints that are, making $1 million a store or grossing $1 million a store.
Yeah.
They have horrible reviews online. They're 3-star, 2-star reviews, but nobody Google's Taco Bell before you go at 2 o'clock in the morning.
Yeah.
You're going to go get that awful burrito and regret it in the morning.
You're going to be on the toilet.
This should be a public service announcement. Stop going to Taco Bell at 2 in the morning. They're trying to get us.
Self-inflicting wounds.
I don't know. How do we go in society in the future with reviews?
Yeah.
Some of them are good. Some of them are bad. I don't know if this person, if they leave a bunch of negative reviews, I do not take your review into consideration.
Sure.
Because I have one guy that complained about a pothole at a gas station. Gave it a 1-star review, but that gas station's not going to affect that gas station's business.
No, it's not at all. I need gas. They're going to pull in and get gas at the convenience store.
Yeah, get gas, get whatever they need.
Yeah.
So I don't know what we do.
Okay, so then I mean, and maybe you just answered this, but so we like to talk about how this maybe would affect the future. So you read this review by Gray, talking about how long it's taking. There was one person working, average, not great, but blah, blah, blah. Do you read this and say, okay, we need to change something? Or do you, and like you just said, Caleb, you'll like look and see if they've left a bunch of 1-stars. You're not going to probably do much about it, but does this affect anything, or did this one?
So this review probably stings so bad because I would assume that there was only one person, maybe 2 people working down there.
Sure.
We were understaffed.
Yeah.
We're being overrun because people are going out to eat and going out to have fun and stuff, but we didn't have people to work.
Yeah.
So
which finding staff right now is such a problem.
Oh, I have changed my whole management style. I encourage my people to goof off on their phone.
Yeah.
My staff, I tell them, here is the minimum standard. You got to clean, you got to prep, you do the food. Yep. And then as soon as you get all your stuff done, sit down in the back. Play on your phone.
Sure.
Goof off, because it's a reward. I'm not going to have you out there mopping the parking lot just because I pay you per hour and I'm the boss and you're the person.
Yeah, I like that.
I'm trying to do that just to be different because
No, it's good.
everyone's, getting their pay up to what we're paying now. So I got to be different.
Yeah. No, Caleb, I love that, man.
Yeah.
I think that's, you're thinking outside the box a little bit, and actually what the, I don't want to say new generation of employees, but this kind of new era, in my opinion, I think they would rather have more kind of flexibility and freedom within the job than just like, hey, let me just pay you $16 an hour.
Yeah, and you be my little personal whatever I want you to do person.
They're not going to show up.
No.
And you're not going to keep a good employee.
I am totally okay with being burned, 1 out of 10 times or 1 out of 5 times by somebody who's going to abuse that type of management to treat those 3 or 4 or 9 other people like they are human beings.
Yeah,
and they have a spouse or a mom or a life outside of work.
Yeah, sure.
At a pizza joint.
Okay, dude, I like that. I like that. Okay, cool. Well, yeah, I mean, so reading this, that was the takeaway. You're trying to change the management style, which I think everybody should be doing that.
Yeah, we have definitely turned some things around, and this is not the only one that was a long wait type thing.
Sure.
I wish we could do things faster.
Yeah.
So that it wouldn't be heck on my staff, and it would be better for the customers.
Yeah. Well, quality perspective, your pizzas are amazing. Seriously, I don't, and again, this is just, it's all personal preference. I don't mind waiting 25, 30 minutes. Especially if I'm there and I'm at the restaurant and I'm like experiencing it. I get it if I'm running late somewhere and I'm picking this up to go. It's not your fault. It's my fault. But I'm like, come on.
I've known some restaurants that have got more in beer sales because it took longer to get their pizzas out.
Strategy. Interesting.
Yeah. They're it's like a upsell of just time.
True. That's true. Interesting.
That's not our target business though. We're trying to get people in and out. Kind of this. We're doing a new lunch special and stuff.
Cool.
So
cool. Well, I love that, man. All right, Caleb. Final thoughts. We'll end on this. So I don't know if I want to be Gray, but I'll be Gray here. I'm Gray McCowan.
I agree.
Okay, Gray. I'm sitting here. What if you had one thing to say to me in reference to the review?
Yeah.
What would be something you would say to Gray?
I would apologize. I'm sorry, Gray. That we it's obvious that we screwed it up that night. I thank you for bringing it to my attention. Please, send us a message on Facebook or something, and I can handle it privately. We were kind of understaffed. We've done some changes. We've hired more people. We're paying more an hour. We're doing some new lunch specials to try and get stuff in and out faster. We'd love to have your business again. Give us another shot, please.
Cool. That was nice.
Yeah.
That would be a good thing. Okay. If I'm Gray, I'm like totally doing that. And then maybe I'll take my review down.
Maybe.
I don't know. Yeah. I know it's always a weird conversation to have.
I know.
Yeah.
The review things.
Review things.
I don't know if I don't leave good. I mean, I guess I'm going to leave this podcast and go leave you a good review. I guess.
There you go.
I feel kind of obligated.
Spotify, leave a little 5-star there. I like that.
5-star there.
I like that. Okay. Well, cool. Well, Caleb, it was a pleasure having you. Love the pizza. Love the history and everything y'all been doing. The food truck, the brick and mortar. I'm excited to see where this goes, man.
Awesome, man. Thanks for having me.
Cool. Thanks.
This has been a Rogue Media podcast.